Welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is just a simple test. I'm trying to make sure that I've got my systems together with Streamlabs. I'm in Niagara Falls, Canada, and I'm just hanging out by a river right now in a park in between home and Niagara Falls. And hopefully you enjoy the little bit of view that we've got going on. And what I'm doing, I've got a second phone here. They're both iPhone SE original versions from, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was. And what I'm doing is, thank you, Vern, for coming in. What I'm doing is I am streaming from my phone, the one that I use as a phone, on my cell network. I use Virgin Mobile, which backs off of Bell in Canada. So it is a trustworthy network, and it's, you know, powerful and this and that. But what I've been having problems with lately is I'm tethering the internet onto this secondary phone, which does not have a SIM card. This is used only as a like a camera and for Wi-Fi. Thank you, Michael's Adventures. So what I'm doing, the last couple times I've been in Niagara Falls streaming, I've had a couple of simple problems. And one of the problems is I can't read the chat. The chat on the telephone is so small, and my vision just can't seem to take it, especially when it's bright out and the weather's nice and this and that. So I keep the second phone with me, and the problem is if this is not connected, then I can't read the chat, and it does such a horrible job. I had people super chatting me the other day, and I couldn't say anything about it because I didn't know and stuff like that. Honey Bunny, thank you for coming in. I'm always good, living the dream. I'm just doing a quick test here to make sure my systems are together so that when I go to Niagara Falls again this coming Friday, I've got all my ducks in a row and we know we're not going to lose the stream. What I'm afraid of is, especially now, memberships are available and stuff like this, and I don't want people to contribute money if the streams are going to fall apart all the time. So I got to make sure I've got it all under control, and it looks like it right now. So I'm able to read a chat on a separate phone here. Yeah, this is Niagara Falls, but I'm just down the street at a river that is like in between my home and where the actual Niagara Falls is. There's too many trees and things like that. I couldn't even see Niagara Falls from here just for the trees. There's a big wide open park here with, I will show you what's going on here. There's lots of people enjoying the day. Lots and lots more people than you can see here because those structures kind of block everything. But they've got lots of people barbecuing, lots of families are out here today. It just rained, but I'm not too worried about it. I can run into the truck if I have to. So thank you for hanging out. You're in Winnipeg, or close to Winnipeg, okay, and you were here in 2007. It's quite some time, but it is a favorite vacation destination for a lot of people. There's tons and tons of parks and things like that around if you wanted to get together in groups and enjoy some just relaxing time, as well as, of course, it's a bustling tourist area in the city. Shattered Soul, thanks for coming in. And Jaden, I am just checking out, I'm just testing my system here. So I'm streaming off of my phone that I use all the time, and I've got a secondary one here with no SIM card in it. So I'm tethering the internet off of the phone that I'm streaming from, and I've got this running in low data mode. I should be pausing the video. I don't need the video on there. And then I'm making sure I can read the chat, because the other day I was running around Niagara Falls and my connection broke and I couldn't read the chat. And I think you were there. You might have both been there, Shattered Soul and Jaden. And, you know, people were like super chatting and people were trying to like say things to me, and I couldn't read the chat, so I was just doing a terrible job. And I want to make sure that this weekend when I go back down there, I've got everything working. Mick, for real, great to see you. PA, thanks for coming in. I'm always good, living the dream. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, close to Winnipeg, but I think if I understood right, Honey Bunny, you were saying that you were in Niagara Falls last 2007. It's quite some time ago, but I mean, you know, the planet is a big place. There's a lot of different things to visit. I know we're all restricted to our own countries for a little while right now, but there's so many things to do, so many places to visit, that you can't see everything, and it's wonderful if you can get to Niagara Falls. It's called the honeymoon capital of the world. Lots and lots of hotel rooms, probably record numbers of hot tubs and things like that around here. I love living in Niagara Falls. Love, love, love it. I have a lot of history here because Toronto is only an hour and a half away, and I grew up like right in Toronto in a borough called Rexdale. The way that New York is broken up into its 5 boroughs, Toronto is similarly. So I grew up right in Toronto my whole life, and I moved around a few times, but I have always had history in Niagara Falls. There was a brief period for a couple of years where I was DJing all over the northeastern United States, so I'd have to come through Niagara Falls to the border probably 150, maybe 200 times, something like that, and I've got some other history here as well. But I recently moved down here, and it's getting on, it's over 4 years ago, but I love it because it's close enough to Toronto. My parents are still there. My sister's close. So I got family all like within reach, but it's just incredible down here because there's no traffic, you know, and I'm getting a little bit older to bear that kind of stuff. But everything's beautiful everywhere you go here. And for those of you who've seen my other live streams, you see what it's like living in, like, you know, a tourist area and having something so beautiful to look at all the time, which is the Niagara Falls themselves. Kristen gets to drive by those to go to work every day. There's all these parks and everything, but everybody's nice. So I am a big city guy. Like, I really do love big cities. I'd rather visit a city than a beach on vacation. But in Niagara Falls, it's big enough here that the residents, it doesn't feel like a small town, yet everybody still like wishes each other a nice day. When you go to the grocery store, you might find a couple of guys having a talk in a parking lot, just yelling across the parking lot with each other about their trucks or cars or weather and all that other stuff. So it's really nice, and there's lots of, there's fresh air and stuff like that down here and this and that. So I love it. Pardon me. So thank you guys for coming in and hanging out for this. I'm just going to stay on for a little while, make sure my connection sticks. We could just hang out and chill for once. I'm usually pretty busy, usually at high pace. That abrupt stream, are you talking about when it... I had a lot of problems the other day when I was down here. It just cut out and cut back in, and I couldn't catch connections and all kinds of stuff. So I want to make sure that I just do one really good concentrated practice run to make sure that I've taken my time. Some of the mistakes that people make, like me, are when they work too fast, because, you know, I always think I can blaze through everything at record speed, and the problem with that is by not taking time, you miss simple things. So the other day, like I said, my chat phone was not connected, and that caused a big problem, you know, and I don't like the idea of people super chatting and things like that and not being able to at least recognize it. Now, luckily, everybody who was involved the other day knows me well enough to know that my intentions are always good. I reached out to everybody afterwards, and everybody's happy and everything like that. But it's still, we'd like to be professional where we can, right? Honey bunny, you're going to work. I'm constantly working. So I work on my own stuff several days a week, but I also have a full-time gig, and I work outdoors doing construction 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because you got to pay the bills, right? But I run my own stuff on the weekends, and half of my week is spent running YouTube channels and stuff like that, and the other half is doing other stuff. Kevin Adamus, thank you for coming in, and thanks for the thumbs up. So Jaden, the membership just includes the extra emojis that are available. I've made a couple of things that I think are clever. So for instance, I was a DJ, so one of the icons that you can use is a vinyl record. When we're buffering, I use Macintosh. Most people know that I'm an Apple advocate, so I've got the little spinny buffering thing from Apple as an icon. I've got a Monster logo because some of you might know that I drink a Monster for breakfast every day, and someday I hope not to do that anymore. I know it's bad for you, but I do it anyway, and I love that stuff. And What was the other icon? I wonder if I can pop it up and see what it is. Here, I'll put them in. The pinwheel, the vinyl record, the monster logo, and a propeller to represent the flight videos that I have, because I took some flight lessons. I don't know whether I'll follow through and become a pilot or not, because where I take the lessons is quite far from me. And then Instagram and Facebook, because I think people will like to have those. And so that's really all there is to it. And then once a month I will do a members only live stream on or around the 22nd of the month. The 22nd of December is my birthday. That's a long, long way away, but the best way to be able to remember at what point in the month I'm going to do the live stream, it's easy to let everybody know one single date, and it sticks throughout the year. So on the 22nd of August, I'll do the first members only stream, but we'll just hang out like this. And, you know, maybe I'll stay in front of a computer. So if anybody wants to ask me something, maybe I can help, stuff like that. But it's just simple stuff. Oh, Kevin Adamus, you sent me a Facebook friend request. Thank you for that. HK Tech Guy, thanks for coming up. Yeah, I'm just doing a simple test stream. Thank you, Kristen, for coming in, my love. I just want to make sure everything's working. Now, of course, now that I'm just sitting here relaxing, everything's working perfectly. So I did take my time and make sure that everything was going to work. Maybe a panel for my birthday, maybe, Jaden, but it's a long way away, so we'll see. I'm hoping that by then things will have calmed down with all the things we have to deal with in the world here, and maybe I'll be able to go out and you know, enjoy hanging out with a few people and go somewhere a little more exciting than home, but we'll see. But I will keep it in mind that you mentioned that. It's always a thought. I'll hide my root beer from you so you guys can think I'm drinking water all day. So thank you for hanging out. I just wanted to make sure that things were going to work today. I'm just hanging out down the river by, I don't know, about not even 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away from Niagara Falls, where I was the other day for a live stream. If you didn't get a chance to see that, maybe you want to check it out. The live streams from Niagara Falls are not doing too badly. They're not doing fantastic, but as it becomes, as I keep doing more, I'm sure that it will become more and more popular over time. But there's a lot of different stuff. I went out the other day just by the Niagara Falls. I've gone to the tourist area a couple of times. I did a nighttime stream, and I've gone a little bit deeper into the city. Pardon me. So there's a lot to choose from. This Friday, I'm intending on going out with Kristen and Kira, and we're going to go to one of the restaurants that's right by Niagara Falls, and we'll just hang out there, and I don't know what else. But now Niagara Falls has entered stage 3. So we went out the first day that it entered stage 2, and what that allowed was restaurants could start opening as long as you ate on a patio. It's cloudy where I am right now. It rained. It just actually spit a little bit. The clouds are moving around really, really quickly. It was gorgeous and sunny when I first got here. I'm sure it's going to rain again. It's expected to rain on and off all day, but it's only like 40%, so it's not going to be torrential downpour or anything. Yeah, the Niagara Falls, I'm too far right now to get to it. Best I could do is take a walk and bring the camera over where we could see it way off in the distance, but I'm way, way too far from it now. I only have one membership, Jaden. So when you, on the phone, when you're looking at the chat, the little icon right down in the bottom there will show you where the emojis are if you're on a phone, and if you're on a computer, they're even easier to find by using the little emoji button. Should be able to find them right there. Yeah, okay, why don't we take a walk, because that'll be a better test of what we're doing. Just gonna wrap up my stuff. I've got chargers and a power bank and all this. I just wanted to make sure this was gonna work for today. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Looks like our test is successful so far, but this will be a better look at everything. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can have something, you can see where I am and what's going on here. This is what you just saw behind me a moment ago. So that's a protective barrier, for lack of a better term. Okay, that's a protective barrier off in the distance there, and that just stops anybody from going too close to where they're not supposed to go, let's say. What's in front of the... Oh, I wonder if I can improve the look here. Okay, pardon me while I whip my camera around. I had it upside down for this test, but it was for a reason. But I see the gimbal's in the way. Oh, thank you, Yasmin. That's very much appreciated, absolutely unnecessary. Thank you for that. Now we see my funky little thing. I will ask you guys, did you happen to hear a sound when that happened? I didn't hear it, but I probably have my phone on mute. And there we go. Thank you, Yasmin. Oh, you did hear the sound. Good. Thank you, Kaye. I was playing around with Streamlabs. There's so much you could do with that thing, eh? And you control it all on the cloud, basically. And then if you use Streamlabs OBS on a computer, it's capable of even more. But we have Streamlabs Mobile, of course. So I'm going to be careful not to lose my phones and everything else. Isn't this beautiful? This is minutes from our place. We could actually walk home from here. That's that protective barrier. So we're just going to take a walk now. This is a big park. Or at least big in my opinion. I'll show you the... where I just was. I was at that picnic table right there. You got lots of them. Proper washroom buildings. It looks like they got barbecues around that people can use when they want to have family get-togethers and stuff like that. I think most of these people are bringing their own. These portable barbecues. But you can smell burgers and stuff cooking all day. There you go, Jaden, you got him. I'm just going to cut across where the parking lot is here because it's easier for me to get around to where I can show you Niagara Falls. Wouldn't it be something if I tried walking the whole way one day? I don't know what kind of shape you got to be in for that. Now, see what I mean about these barbecues that they got outside this other structure here? So there's a big garage door there, and that's where the staff keep their vehicles and maintenance equipment and stuff like that, but those barbecues are there. Yeah, I am, yeah. Oh, 1,500. Yeah, not huge. Want to say hi to everybody? Good to see you. My name's Kevin. KYE. If you remember, I'm only doing a test stream right now. I am live right this minute. But yeah, I do a lot of Niagara Falls stuff. Hopefully you guys will look it up. You can see lots and lots of families having a good time out here. And I didn't realize this before. This is where I came with Kristen and Kira the other day. For those of you who didn't already see my 1,000 subscriber video. I was very, very late doing that. I should have done it weeks earlier, but I got around to it because I wanted to do a quick giveaway. But this is where I did it. I came over here. But I didn't even realize that day that there's this huge splash pad here. That's something else. I wonder if they'll have that operational at some point. A lot of cleaning to do before that happens. We've got these parking passes down here, and I think they're only for residents. I think it's about 75 bucks. Kristen got them, not me, but I think it's about 75 bucks for 2 cars for the year. But it's locked to your license plate. So for instance, if somebody wanted to come and visit, we can park just about anywhere, and then we could take our cars to the lots. So for instance here, they have paid parking, but we can park here all we want. Thanks to Kristen. Should be coming over here for a walk every morning, actually. I hope everybody knows Vern's Junk Closet. If you don't already, she allows people to connect the way I do, and she shares her knowledge, similar to the way I do as well. Wayne Stock, thanks for coming back in. This one's just a test, so hopefully you can see, but it's way off in the distance there. I don't know if me getting any closer to the fence is going to be of any help. I'll try. Maybe not, eh? But you can see the Skyline Tower that I talk about all the time over there. And you can see actually, so that's all on the Canadian side. It's hard to decipher for everybody where the American side starts, because most of what we're looking at, including the white structures that should be about in the middle here, they're way, way, way off in the distance, I know that. That's all Niagara Falls. On our side, Niagara Falls, New York includes this, the tall building that I'm trying to get like now in the center of the frame. That's Seneca Niagara, which is in Niagara Falls, New York. Of course, it's a casino. We have 2 casinos over here, and they have one over there. So if you're into that, there's lots of that around. And I'm assuming that those, what we're looking at, it looks almost like a bridge going across, but I think that's where the turbines are for the electricity. I'm just guessing that because Niagara Falls is an energy producer. Thanks, Wayne Stock. Yeah, Jeff's a little more high-paced than me, but that's okay. Sarah Jane, thank you for coming in, and thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to leave this stream up or not. It worked out, so why not, right? I'll rename it, rejig the title. Look at the size of this park. It just goes on and on and on. I know it's a little windy. I can't do anything about that. It wasn't windy like 20 minutes ago. So much. I might as well just keep walking. Why not? I'm going to go the other way though. We went this way with, I went this way for a walk with Kristen and Kira the other day. We didn't film it or anything. We were just literally out just to see what's over here. was filming parts of it, now that I remember. You could do all kinds of stuff here. If you had a big group, you could have just about any kind of sport you wanted to play. Football, baseball, basketball, all that kind of, or not basketball, I don't think there's area for that, but soccer and everything else. It's nice being by so much water. But thank you everybody for hanging out, because it looks like my test stream seems to be working. I'm able to keep up with the chat for once, actually read it. Thank you, Vern. Vern's Junk Closet is a dear friend. She actually started a second channel now, but she's very generous in that she shares her knowledge, always wishes the best for everybody. She's inspirational. Other YouTubers build their channels up. When I first started and I was sitting at that picnic table with the river in the background, we were looking all the way over here at this structure. You can walk along this whole thing. We did the other day. You can walk around through the other side of the river, and then there's another bridge over there with traffic and everything that you can cross. We did that just for some exercise the other day. But you can see this is meant to keep any watercraft from going where it's not supposed to go and getting into dangerous territory here. You can imagine, so we're at the top of Niagara Falls, of course, right? So when I look over that way, if we went far enough, that's where the water like falls over. So you can imagine the kind of current and undertow that's going on over here. And I guess this is for protecting. So because it was raining today, we don't see any boats or any watercraft at all. But there's often people who come through with small boats and stuff like that. If you can see that bridge off in the distance, it's not the highest bridge in the world, but boats can go under. And then there's another area where they can get through if they needed to over there. Not that I really know much about it, but we were over here the other day. It's just nice to see. Boat here, I don't know if that is for emergency or if it has other function. I think Kristen described to me what it is or what she thinks it is, and I don't remember what she said. We haven't seen it move, but we haven't been over here too much anyway. Way, way, way off in the distance, you can see some of Niagara Falls. There's one casino, that white structure up high beside the Sheridan, and I think that's a water park that's covered beside in the dome beside the tower. And then over on the left is the Skyline Tower, a bunch of other hotels, another casino, and then the Tower Hotel. I wonder if you could see that. I want to stay there sometime, maybe do a review of that place and see what it's like. See, the weather doesn't know what it wants to do. Looks dark and scary over there, and then over here it's gorgeous. The sun's over me now well enough that the rain from earlier has all but dried. Happy Lex, thanks for coming in, bro. Yeah, the memberships didn't come until 2 or 3 days after the first pay period for AdSense. So I think that that's probably something that everybody has to wait for, because I got another channel that I manage for somebody and it's monetized and it doesn't have memberships, but they haven't done any live streaming. So they just started live streaming this month. They will make some super chats for the next pay period in August, and then I'm assuming a couple days after that memberships will open up, and then I can be sure. Clive, thanks for coming in. Yasmin Wu sends all kinds of people here. Georgia Bulldogs, thanks for coming in. The Urban Cook, you're all set now. Made it through the shadow ban. In Rachel's place, thanks for coming in. Yeah, this is just a test stream because the other day I kept on having problem after problem, and it was probably just for my own impatience. So I just wanted to make sure everything's cool before I go back out this weekend. I don't want to keep losing people in the streams. I'm afraid people will stop coming if there are too many technical difficulties, right? Michael's Adventures, you have water around where you hike? Yeah, there's lots. It's just gorgeous around here. It's nice. We live like minutes away. We could literally walk over here if we wanted to. Alright, let's see if I can find some shade for a second. Wonder if when I upgrade phones and they have better contrast and a little bit better brightness and stuff like that, I might have a bit of a better time. The phones I'm using are about 5 years old. I'm using original iPhone SE. Yeah, the weather's gorgeous right now. That's for sure. Let me turn this around. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate you sticking around with me while I do this test. I'm just seeing if I can tether the internet. This phone does not have a SIM card that I'm holding in my hand. This one just uses the internet off of the phone that's also streaming. But I do have it in low data mode, so just so you know how I'm doing this. But I just wanted to make sure it's all going to be good so that when I go back out this weekend, we have no troubles and I could do a nice good stream in Niagara Falls again for everybody. So thanks for coming in, everybody. I think I'll keep the stream. What I'll do is I'll rename it, tag it, give it some kind of a better description and stuff like that. So if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And then hopefully you're subscribed and got the bell on so you don't miss my further live streams. I try to go to Niagara Falls once a week. I'm expecting to go on Friday again. So thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out. And I will see you very, very soon. Tuber chat runs tonight, by the way, in a few hours. Maybe I'll see you there.